My friends, let me begin with a truth that is so often overlooked. You are your own greatest asset. Not your job, not your business, not your house, not the money in your bank account. The true wealth of a man or woman lies within. Inside you exists an untapped mine of power, ability, if cultivated, can produce riches far greater than gold or silver. Yet, here is the tragedy: most people spend their entire lives looking outward, chasing after other people's approval, other people's wealth, other people's dreams, while the real treasure remains buried within themselves. They walk past their own gold mine every single day, never once stopping to dig. Pause for a moment and reflect. How much of your energy in the last week was spent investing in yourself? How much time did you dedicate to building your mind, your character, your vision? And how much was wasted on gossip, distractions, scrolling endlessly, or comparing your life to someone else's? The truth is sharp, but it must be spoken. Too many are busy watching others rise when they should be busy building their own rise. When you begin to see yourself as your most valuable possession, your decisions will change. You will no longer waste your mornings in idleness, for you will know that each hour is an opportunity to polish your mind, to strengthen your body, to deepen your character. You will no longer carelessly spend money on fleeting pleasures, for you will know that the greatest return comes from investing in books, in courses, in experiences that sharpen you. Think of it this way. If you owned a piece of land and were told there was gold hidden beneath it, would you neglect it? Would you leave it barren while envying the wealth of your neighbor? Of course not. You would dig and dig and dig until you uncovered the treasure. That land is you. That gold is your potential. And every day you choose not to cultivate yourself, you leave that treasure untouched. Remember this truth: the world values you exactly as you value yourself. If you treat yourself cheaply, others will do the same. If you neglect your own growth, society will neglect to reward you. But when you elevate your worth, by building skills, by disciplining habits, by strengthening your mind, you force the world to recognize your value. Opportunities come to those who have prepared themselves. Wealth flows to those who have developed themselves. Influence follows those who have invested in themselves. The man who focuses on himself is not selfish, he is strategic, because by becoming greater, he has more to give. By sharpening his own mind, he can solve problems for others. By building his own strength, he can lift others higher. The world is moved forward not by the distracted, but by the focused, not by those who scatter their energy, but by those who first discipline themselves, then shine as an example for others. So I say to you, stop chasing shadows. Stop giving your life away to meaningless distractions. You carry within you a fortune waiting to be claimed. Guard your time as the treasure it is. Feed your mind with knowledge, your body with strength, your heart with courage. Pour your energy into becoming the highest version of yourself. For when you do, doors will open that once seemed locked. People will be drawn to the value you radiate. And the world, sooner or later, will reward you in exact proportion to the investment you make in yourself. Yes, my friends, you are your greatest asset. Treat yourself that way, and your life will rise to heights you once thought impossible. My friends, one of the most dangerous habits a person can fall into is the trap of comparison. Every day, millions of people rob themselves of peace, joy, and progress because they are busy looking sideways instead of forward. They measure their lives against their neighbors, their careers against their colleagues, their dreams against their friends. But let me tell you this truth: comparison is poison to the mind and a thief of your destiny. Why? Because no two lives are meant to be the same. No two minds are alike. Every single one of us has been given a unique combination of abilities, experiences, and opportunities. You were not created to walk another man's path. You were not designed to live another woman's life. And the more you compare, the more you abandon the very power that makes you irreplaceable. Think of it. The farmer does not compare his field to the mountain, nor the river to the forest. Each has its own purpose. The mountain stands firm, the river flows, the field produces harvest. all serving the world in their own way. In the same way, your journey is not meant to mirror another's. When you measure your life by another person's timeline, you set yourself up for misery. What you call failure may simply be preparation. What you call delay may simply be foundation. The truth is simple: when you are busy comparing, you are not creating. And creation, not comparison, is the force that changes lives. The painter who compares his brush to another's will never paint his masterpiece. The writer who envies another's words will never release the story within. The man who spends his days measuring himself against others will never discover the greatness that was meant to be his. Instead of comparison, enter into competition, but not with others, only with yourself. Ask yourself daily, am I stronger than I was yesterday? Am I wiser than I was yesterday? Am I more disciplined, more focused, more courageous than I was yesterday? If you are winning. That is true progress. That is true growth. The world does not reward the best imitator. It rewards the bold creator. The marketplace crowns originality, not imitation. The greatest leaders, inventors, and builders in history were not people who copied others. They were people who dared to trust their own vision. They were people who looked inward, found something unique, and had the courage to bring it forth. But here is the secret: you cannot create if your energy is wasted comparing. When you spend your hours scrolling through other people's lives, envying their achievements, wishing for their opportunities, you drain the very energy you need to build your own. Imagine if you took that same energy and poured it into your craft, your business, your dream, your growth. Imagine what you could accomplish if you stopped watching others live and started living your own destiny. So I tell you this: stop comparing, start creating. If you want admiration, build something worthy of admiration. If you want success, focus on creating value. If you want influence, develop your gifts until they shine so brightly that no one can ignore you. The world does not need another copy. It needs your original contribution. Do not envy another's journey, for you do not know the price they paid. Do not covet another's success, for you do not know the sacrifices beneath it. Instead, invest in your own growth. Pour yourself into your own work. Compete with your past self, not with your neighbor. Build, improve, create, and one day, others will look to you not with envy, but with inspiration. Yes, my friends, the moment you turn your back on comparison and step into creation, you liberate yourself. You free your mind, you release your potential, and you give yourself permission to rise. So, stop measuring your life by someone else's ruler. Stop living in someone else's shadow. Look inward, find your gift, and bring it to life. For the world does not need another reflection. It needs the light only you can shine. My friends, let me share with you a secret that separates the dreamers from the doers, the wishers from the achievers, the ordinary from the extraordinary. That secret is discipline. Desire alone is not enough. Good intentions are not enough. Even talent, brilliance, and creativity are not enough. Without discipline, all these things are scattered energy, bright sparks that light up for a moment and then disappear into nothingness. But with discipline, those sparks become a steady flame, a force that cannot be extinguished. Understand, this truth: discipline is the master key to self-power. It is the bridge that connects your dreams to your reality. It is the iron will that says, I will rise when I do not feel like rising. I will work when I do not feel like working. I will continue when every part of me longs to quit. Without discipline, focus is impossible. Without discipline, success is unreachable. Think about the great builders, leaders, and creators of history. Were they always motivated? No. Were they always inspired? No. But they were disciplined. They trained their minds to act, whether they felt like it or not. Discipline does not ask for your feelings. It demands your commitment. It is the silent habit of champions, the invisible force behind every achievement. When you live without discipline, you become a slave to distraction, to laziness, to weakness, to temptation. Your time slips away, your energy is wasted, your opportunities vanish. But when you live with discipline, you become the master of yourself. You control your thoughts, your habits, your actions, And by mastering yourself, you master your destiny. Consider this: every hour you waste today, you steal from your future self. Every excuse you allow, every delay you tolerate, every weakness you entertain. These are debts your future must pay. But every act of discipline, every moment of focus, every sacrifice for growth, these are investments that your future will multiply. The disciplined man builds wealth, health, knowledge, and influence brick by brick, day by day, until one day he stands on a foundation so solid that nothing can shake it. Discipline is not punishment, it is empowerment. It is not the enemy of freedom, it is the creator of freedom. The man without discipline is chained to his impulses. The man with discipline commands his life. Think of the athlete who trains when others sleep. Think of the writer who works when others party. Think of the builder who labors when others rest. Their reward is not immediate, but it is inevitable. For discipline always bears fruit in due season. And let me say this: discipline is not just about doing more. It is about choosing wisely. Discipline is the art of saying no. No to what weakens you. No to what distracts you. No to what delays your destiny. Every no to weakness is a is to power. Every no to distraction is a is to focus. Every na to waste is a is to progress. So I urge you, do not wait for motivation to arrive. It is unreliable, fleeting, and temporary. Build discipline instead, for discipline will carry you when motivation fails. Discipline is a habit, a muscle, a daily practice. And just like a muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Yes, my friends, discipline is the master key to self-power. It unlocks doors that talent alone cannot open. It builds bridges that desire alone cannot cross. It transforms potential into power, dreams into reality, visions into victories. So discipline yourself today. Control your habits, master your time, guard your focus. And soon you will find yourself standing where others only wish they could stand, on the solid ground of achievement, strength, and unshakable self-power. My friends, let us now face a truth that many ignore: true success begins within. Too many people are chasing the glitter of the world while neglecting the foundation of their own character. They hunger for applause, but their spirit is fragile. They desire wealth, but their discipline is weak. They long for recognition, but their courage crumbles at the first sign of resistance. This is why so many rise quickly and fall even faster, because they built castles in the air without first laying stones in the ground. They pursued outer success before developing inner strength. And let me tell you, a weak man with riches is still weak. A fearful leader with power is still a slave. An undisciplined dreamer with opportunity will still waste it. You see, storms come to every life. No man, no woman is spared from hardship, delay, or disappointment. And when those storms arrive, it is not money that saves you. It is not applause that saves you. It is not titles or trophies that save you. It is your inner strength, your faith, your persistence, your courage, your self-mastery that holds you firm when the winds of life rage against you. Picture a tree. Its beauty is in its branches, its shade, its fruit, but its survival is in its roots. If the roots are shallow, the tree may look strong in sunshine, but when the storm arrives, it is torn down. But if the roots are deep, the storm may shake it, but it will not fall. My friends, you are that tree. Your roots are your inner strength. Build them deep before you chase the branches of success. How do you build this inner strength? Through discipline of thought, through mastering your emotions, through persistence in the face of failure, through courage in the face of fear. Every challenge you face is not an enemy. It is a training ground. Every obstacle is not a punishment. It is preparation. Life is not trying to break you. It is trying to make you. It is shaping your character so you can carry the weight of the success you desire. Understand this: outer success without inner strength is a dangerous gift. Wealth without wisdom leads to destruction. Power without self-control leads to corruption. Influence without integrity leads to ruin. But when inner strength comes first, outer success becomes not a burden, but a blessing. For the man who has mastered himself cannot be mastered by circumstance. Think of the men and women who left their mark on history. They were not defined by ease or comfort. They were forged in struggle. They endured ridicule, rejection, and failure. But instead of breaking, they grew stronger. The fire that consumes the weak only refines the strong. And when their inner strength was fully formed, the world could not deny them outer success. So I tell you, do not chase the applause of the crowd before you have earned the approval of your own conscience. Do not seek wealth if you cannot yet manage your habits. Do not demand opportunity if you have not yet built the discipline to handle it. Focus first on strengthening your mind, your will, your persistence, your faith. Then, and only then, will outer success not just come, it will stay. Remember, the world crowns the man who first conquers himself. Victory begins within. Fortune follows the strong of character. And no storm, no opposition, no delay can break the man whose foundation is rooted in inner strength. Yes, my friends, build inner strength before outer success. For once the inner world is conquered, the outer world must bow. My friends, let me speak to you as plainly as I can. Your future is not some distant event. It is being written right now. Every choice you make today, every thought you allow, every action you take or fail to take is carving the shape of the life you will live tomorrow. So many waste their days under the illusion that the future will somehow be brighter on its own. They believe success will arrive by accident, that opportunity will knock without preparation, that tomorrow will somehow be different, even though today remains unchanged. But the truth is unshakable. Your future self is the direct result of your present habits. Ask yourself, what kind of future are you building today? Every wasted hour, every neglected opportunity, every act of laziness is a debt. And who must pay that debt? Not you today. No, today you enjoy the comfort. But your future self will carry the weight of your neglect. Your future self will suffer the consequences of your delay. But there is another truth, one far more empowering. Every disciplined act today, every hour of study, every ounce of effort, every choice to grow rather than waste. These are not lost. They are investments. They compound quietly, invisibly, like seeds beneath the soil. And one day, they will blossom into wealth, strength, influence, and freedom. Think of it this way: if you want a strong body years from now, you must exercise today. If you want wealth in the future, you must save, build, and invest today. If you want wisdom, you must read, think, and learn today. There is no escaping it. The future demands the price of today's focus. The greatest mistake you can make is to believe you can give tomorrow what you have refused to give today. Tomorrow will not magically provide discipline if you neglect it now. Tomorrow will not bless you with opportunities if you waste them now. Tomorrow is simply the child of today, nothing more, nothing less. Do not be deceived by the comfort of delay. One day I will start, says the man who never begins. Tomorrow I will change, says the man who never changes. But the wise know that tomorrow does not exist. It is only today, repeated again and again. And if you waste today, you will waste tomorrow, and the cycle will continue until life itself is gone. But hear this truth with all your heart. If you give your full attention today, your future will rise to meet you with blessings beyond measure. The time you discipline today will reward you tomorrow. The effort you make today will multiply in your future. The sacrifices you endure today will become the freedom you enjoy tomorrow. The future is not asking for part of your attention. It is demanding all of it. The question is not whether you will pay, but when. You can pay in sweat and effort today, or you can pay in regret and loss tomorrow. The choice is yours. So I say, choose today. Choose growth over comfort. Choose discipline over distraction. Choose focus over idleness. When you do, you will one day look back and thank yourself for the seeds you planted, the effort you gave, the focus you held. Yes, my friends, your future is watching. It is waiting. It is begging for you to act now. And if you will give today your full attention, tomorrow will give you its full reward. My friends, you have now seen the path. You are your own greatest asset, rich beyond measure if only you choose to develop yourself. You must stop comparing and start creating, for envy will never build what only your hands can build. You must embrace discipline, for it is the master key that unlocks every dream. You must build inner strength before you chase outer success, so that when storms come, you will not break. And above all, you must understand that your future is being written right now with every choice you make today. Life is not a rehearsal. You do not get to repeat these days. Each hour you waste is gone forever, but each hour you use wisely is an investment that will pay you back for the rest of your life. The question is not whether you have the power. You do. The question is whether you will focus that power on yourself and rise to the heights you were meant to reach. Do not wait for permission. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Do not wait for someone else to believe in you. Stand up, take control, and declare to yourself, I will focus on myself. I will discipline my mind. I will strengthen my will. I will create. I will grow. I will rise. And when you do, the world will have no choice but to notice. For the world always bows to the man or woman who has mastered themselves first. So I leave you with this charge. Focus on yourself, not with arrogance, but with vision, not with selfishness, but with purpose, not with pride, but with determination. For when you unlock your own potential, you will not only change your life, you will change the lives of everyone around you. The time is now. The person is you. The power is already within. Focus on yourself and rise.